Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Naked CTF. In this series, I will attempt to compromise and own a server from HackTheBox. I've not solved it beforehand, nor read anything about it. This all done as one take, no editing, so this could be 30 minutes or 3 hours. Let's go. Today we're doing Love, which is a Windows box. Still on easy, inching closer towards to the hard part of the spectrum. So I think we've got another 20 easy boxes to go, and then we're into the medium spectrum. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to run our macro CTF prep. It's going to be CTF HDB. Love is all you need. That's the name of the box and the IP address, which is that. That should get everything started. We'll get our enumeration going, which is going to be nmap minus sc minus sv, all ports, p4 timing, verbose, and what else do we need? We need a target, of course, and I think that is it. Let's let that run. It is a Windows box, so expect a whole bunch of kind of unusual high order port numbers, part of RPC. While that's going, I've been continuing to update my notes here. I've got a new reverse shell upgrade option. You may remember from previous videos that I've always kind of struggled to get a good interactive shell going on a reverse shell. Using Python to spawn bin bash seems to work okay. But then basically anytime I move beyond that and try and reset the TTY and set some of these variables and stuff, it just goes horribly wrong. But that's okay. We won't need this today because we're doing a Windows machine and not a Linux machine. But I have been, just trying to collect some more basic stuff that I want to do post-exploitation. I like this one, so we run which. And then we check for availability of Python 3, Perl, PHP, SOCAT, Netcat, Ruby, wget, curl. Sometimes you have curl, sometimes you have wget and curl, etc. So that's a nice little one-liner that can quickly tell you what you're after. There's some commands to do, enumeration of the distribution, regardless of what. Whether you're on a Red Hat or Ubuntu or whatever it might be. Enumerating the environment variables, so just dumping out the default shell profile, bash RCs, bash profiles, using env and set to dump that out. History, so I'm just trying to collect all this stuff. This is to look for interesting elevated privileges, I guess. So what is the sudo configuration for my user? Can we find any set UID, set GUID binaries on the file system? And then just a few different options for how to tackle that. So continue to build the notes, the TTPs, tools, techniques, and procedures. And right now we are still going on nmap, so we'll let that go. I think one service remaining, which it may be hung on, is only 4.74. So let's just give that a few more seconds to complete. Otherwise, we'll get started with our service level of enumeration. There we go. Okay, now it's firing up the NSC scripts. Okay, while we wait, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. Last video I did reasonably late at night, so I was quite buggered by the end of it. But yeah, it is what it is, so. All right, I'm just going to shrink this to see if I can get it all in one. Copy paste. Yeah, there we go. I know that's ridiculous. There's got to be a better way to do that. but this is the way that works for me. So I'm just going to grab all of that. This is nmap for ants. And we open up our notes. What are we doing? Love. How could I forget that name? It's all about the love. So let's paste that in here. And holy moly, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to enumerate. So let me just blow this guy back up. What happened there? Oops, I think I killed my shell. Dang it. So I want to do tmux ls. No. Oh man, here we go. Here we go with the tmux commands. How do I list the existing session? Lists. List clients, list commands, list sessions. Tmux ls, right? Yeah. So tmux because I've automated my tmux can attach. That's it. Tmux attach. There we go. Cool. All right. Somehow I accidentally killed that before. Right. Let's go back to our recon. We've got port 80. Straight away, we get a PHP session ID, so we know that we're likely dealing with PHP as the backend framework. Voter. Oh, man, my hands on keyboard is not going well today. Voter system using PHP. Cool. Apache 2446, OpenSSL, PHP 7327. So let's park that. We've got 135139. Park that for now. On 443, we've got an SSL website. Looks to be a little bit different than the website running on port 80. It does have a TLS SSL certificate for staging.love.htb, so we definitely want to make a note of that. And yeah, Apache 2446 running on Windows. Okay. Right, good. 445. 3306, which is typically MySQL. 10.10 14.4 is not allowed to connect, so MariaDB, and if you're not familiar, MariaDB is at a protocol level the same as MySQL. It's a fork, I believe. When MySQL was acquired by Oracle, the open source fork became MariaDB. So if you see MariaDB, for all intents and purposes, it is MySQL. But what's unusual is that is exposed externally from a network perspective. 5000, we've got another HTTP Apache service running, PHP, straight up 403 forbidden. 5040 unknown, 5985, and 5986. 5985, I believe, is going to be WinRM, the management service. 5986 is something else, but it does have SSL enabled. I might just trim these certificates just to shorten the output a little bit. 7680, no idea. Well, at least Nmap can't figure out what service it is. And then all these 496++ services are MSRPC, which is kind of normal. And then for port 3306, yeah, it had trouble with some of the detection, but you know, we're quite happy that 3306, yeah, see, it's MySQL question mark. But yeah, so we've got all this saved, so I do want to just trim it down given how much data we got returned. And then configure, fine. So let's remove configure. We're not going to pursue that. SMB2 security mode, message signing enabled but not required. OS discovery, so not a Windows Server, but Windows 10 Pro, which is good to know. And it looks like there was some guest access available. Anyway, we'll do some further checks to look into SMB. So, holy moly, that is a lot to go through. Let's figure out and try and prioritize what we want to do. I think, so port 80, TCP, HTTP, casual browse of website, gather more recon and info. Then we're going to go to 139 and 445. 139 plus 445 TCP SMB. Attempt, guest, null, session, enumeration, just to see if there's any shares, if they're available, if we can connect, what's there. For port 80, we can also do some directory and file enumeration. Then 443 is another website. So 443 TCP HTTPS, and that is, what was the name from the certificate? Staging.love.hdb. Staging.love.hdb from TLS cert. Browse and directory / file enumeration. 3306. So we'll just note it down, but I think for now 3306 TCP MySQL is able to connect. Let's try and find some credentials. And priority 2, research possible remote attack. Okay. Then 5000 TCP HTTPS. 5000 TCP HTTPS. Browse the file enum. Then $5985, I think we're going to leave alone for now. 5985 and 5986, which I believe are both WinRM. Because again, without credentials, they're probably going to be useless. 7680, TCP 7680, TCP service is unknown. Research and try and figure out what that is. Whoa, okay, there is a lot to do. So, first things first, let's echo, just check we're looking good. Our IP, that's our remote IP. Let's echo our local IP, which is good. Let's add this staging.love.hdb, which is going to be the IP. Like that, yep. Okay, and we might as well just do it for the root domain or the apex as well. Beautiful. So ping, staging, love.hdb, great. Okay, let's take a look. Grab that IP. We're going to force HTTP and take a look. Voting system, sign in to start your session. First thing we'll do is look at the source code. Okay, so we know, let's just start gathering, as I clang my glass there, let's just start gathering some facts that we've already got from Recon. We know from the banner we've got this. Yep, that'll do. So we'll just pop that in our Recon notes. And so we know the backend is PHP most likely. Can we determine if there's a front-end framework? It's using Bootstrap. There's some UI-related CSS. Nothing that we really want to look at. The form is posting to login.php. The form values are voter and password. And then it doesn't look like there's any custom JS that's included, but they do have this function that they've built again, which I think is just for managing the UI. It's not used for any kind of system behavior. So we'll go with the classic admin, bang, no. Okay. It's always worth a try. What we do want to do is have a look at the requests. So we'll go here, admin, sign in, and then we'll look at the post request. And so we send our post request. We've already got a PHP session ID cookie. And then our reply is all the stuff that we already know, and it sends us back. It's basically a 302, sends us back to index.php. Okay. So if we go back to our notes, simple login form, index.php post, login.php, abuse options. We want to try SQLi, SSTI, potentially, what else? LFI, I guess. There's not an obvious LFI vector there, but I think let's get some enumeration going. Fuff, and we're going to do U for our URL, and we're just going to do IP, fuzz, and let's do directories first. We'll do user, share, word lists. Okay, user, share, word lists. Always agonizing over word lists. Yeah, sec, discovery, web content, directory, lists, medium, directory lists, 2.3, medium. Yeah. Then we're going to add some new switches, which I learnt about recently, which is going to be... Okay, I like this. -IC, so any comments in the word list, it'll ignore them. Anything beginning with a hash. 100 threads, why not? Let's really rev it up. And then because I'm running it in a narrow TTY, it goes crazy. So I'm just going to redirect std error so it doesn't go crazy. And straight away, we start to get some hits. So these are 301s. PHP by admin gets 403. Like if we go to PHP my admin, it's 404. Let's do lowercase PHP by admin. Yeah, see, you get a 403. So there's definitely something going on in the config. And admin redirects this. So admin redirects us to... Okay, let's clear this. Let's go back to admin. Yeah, so if we do /admin, oops. Yeah, it gives us 200 okay, but it doesn't do a hard redirect. Okay, interesting. So plugins we know about includes dist is kind of interesting. I think a lot of these, whoa, okay, directory listing. Yeah, this looks like all the CSS and JavaScript that belongs to that we see referenced on the index.php. Oh, dashboard. Okay. Yeah, again, I think this is some included JavaScript that we see. Like this is referring to sales charts and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's like this is a demo to show you all the different chart types. There's no credentials or anything in there, so we can kind of exclude that. Image, credit, Amex, there you go. Anything interesting? Okay, looks like some stock images. That looks like somewhere in Italy. Yeah, lots of stock images. Okay. So dist is potentially interesting. And then there's just a whole bunch of crud here that we want to filter out. So we don't really care about the 403s. They're getting caught by some filter somewhere. So what we do care about is... Let's have a look. So interesting directory results. Directory is going to be admin includes dist, and then everything else is kind of junk. So admin includes and dist /admin /includes /dist. So one thing that I do want to do is run Nicto, because I've used this a little bit in some of my offline CTFs that I've done. It's good to incorporate in the workflow. It's part of auto recon. So from memory, all we want to do is just -host, and the defaults are pretty good. So Nicto hosts HTTP IP. And let that guy run for a minute. Okay, so it does some version checks on the reported PHP. Okay. Does some version checks in the reported stuff that gets reported back in the powered by and server header. Admin is interesting, includes admin index.php. Okay. So let's put Nicto results, and we'll just put in these snippets. Okay. Okay, we'll let that guy go. Let's think about what comes next. Let's just do SMB to either rule it in or out, because it's either going to be we can connect to a misconfigured share and grab some sort of piece of information or intel or even hopefully credentials that will let us chain together the next kind of stage of getting a foothold. So while that's going, okay, it's finished. Very good. Yeah, Nicto is cool. Like it's not the same as directory and file enumeration. It looks for misconfigurations. It does look for some interesting, this might be interesting, some paths, but it's not as comprehensive, I think, as using a word list and something like FUF. So what do we want to do? We want to do SMB client -L IP, no password, denied. Then we want to try U, and then it's %. Goodness, I always forget this. SMB client null session. Never remember. I have to look it up every time. Yeah. Just a sec. All right. Sorry about that. Just responding to some family. Yeah, let's run enum for Linux. IP. See if we get anything interesting. Okay. Nothing. Okay. It's held up. There's no reference to % there. %. And yeah, okay, no pass -L. No pass. Okay, nothing really from SMB Linux, so no pass. No. So I'm gonna kind of call it here and say that SMB is locked down for non-credentialed access. It doesn't seem that we can do it as a guest or null user. So let's kind of park SMB for now. If we really get stuck, we can come back and try and enumerate it further. Maybe we'll get some credentials. Yeah, we can do some sort of spray attack later. Okay. So we're going to move on to 443. So let's see what happens when we just access the IP. HTTPS. Okay, so we do get the certificate. Yep, staging.love.htb. There's an email address there, which is potentially useful in the future. From TLS cert on okay. And then straight away we get 403. What if we try staging.love.hdb? Okay, same certificate. Yeah. Yeah, 403. So it looks like whether you're accessing it via the IP or the host name, it's going to be the same. So let's grab the banner and start to compile some notes. Let's run Nikito HTTPS. Let's use the host name just to be sure. I keep calling it Nikito, it's Nikto. But it may turn up something. There's no authentication straight away, so all CGI directories found. Okay, interesting. And then let's do some enumeration anyway. Some directory buff https staging.love.hdb. Word list is going to be user share word lists, sec list, discovery, web content, and directory medium, directory list 2.3 medium text. Right. We didn't include the fuzzing keyword. Fuzz. And we need IC. And we need T100. And we need to do our redirect. What are we missing? Don't know why I keep doing that, but it's not minus H, it's minus U. Do that all the damn time. Oh boy, yeah. So let's ignore anything that's 403 because it seems like the way that the filtering is done is that it's kind of like filter everything. So whatever keyword you throw at it, it's going to return 403 whether it exists or not. So we'll just turn that off. What have I done? I thought it would be... Okay. Is it an HC 403? Oh, filter code. FC. So many damn switches. Doubt it's going to return anything. But, you know, we might get lucky. Right. Let's go up to this guy. Still going. Same as the HTTP server in terms of versions. So while that's going, let's multitask as best we can. 443, we said we're going to... Looks like everything is included in filter. MySQL, we said we'd kind of leave alone until we potentially find some credentials. Port 5000. So this is going to be, let's grab the IP. It's going to be HTTPS, port 5000. Secure connection failed. Try again. SSL received a record that exceeded the maximum permissible length. Interesting. Oh, sorry, it's HTTP. Yeah, it's HTTP, not HTTPS. So, again, 403. Interesting. I'm starting to wonder where we go next. It doesn't look like this is making any further progress, so we'll kill that and we'll do IP 5000 and change it to HTTP. And I don't think this fuzzing is going to return anything because it's just going to be 403 for everything. Okay, let's go back to the notes. Similar setup to 443. Okay, 7680. TCP 7680. Maybe it's a somewhat well-known port. Windows update delivery optimization. I mean, kind of makes sense because, yeah, it's like peer-to-peer for Windows updates. Yeah, so maybe we could safely ignore that for now. Yeah, let's potentially part of Windows update services park for now. All right. I am trying to figure out what we do next. So let's review. I don't really care about this. This is potentially part of this Windows peer-to-peer thing. 5985 and 86, I believe, are going to be WinRM. 5985. Yeah. 5985, 5986 is WinRM. Okay. 5040 unknown. 5040. Yeah. Windows deployment services. Hmm. $5,000 we can't do anything. MySQL we can't do anything. 445 we can't do anything. 443 it looks like we can't do anything. 135, 139 we're parking. So it looks like port 80 is really the go. Let's go back to it. Homepage. Login. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cannot find voter with the ID. Can we trigger? Let's try a few SQL injection payloads to see if it behaves any differently. This is where I normally start. Nope. Nope. Seems to be that there's no real, like, it's not giving me any validation errors. So there's nothing on the client side for input validation. If we go to login.php, tell you what we should do is, yeah, just back to this Nicto. There's nothing super relevant there. What we should do is rerun our enumeration. Yep, so port 80. Let's do common PHP file names. Okay. Login, index, logout, home, preview. Okay, interesting. So capital I and lowercase I work. I think it's irrelevant. Preview.php. 302 home.php. No, 302 back to index. Let's just grab this anyway, keep it in our notes. Okay. Okay, there's a write-up, so we don't want to open that. Okay. Let's not go too deep down that rabbit hole. 986. $76.80 we don't worry about. So for port 5000, which gives us the 403, and port 443, which gives us the 403, it must be filtering on the source IP address because there's no prompt to log in. There's no basic HTTP authentication, nothing. So I think that those services will only be accessible once we can initiate a connection from the host itself. So even though they're exposed externally. Alright. In the interest of not creating a 3-hour video, I'm going to... Oh, this has no guided mode. No hints. Oh, goodness. Hey, come on. What are we on? Love. Okay. Yeah, no guided mode. Hot damn. I don't want to jump into the write-up. Not yet. So, what shall we do? Oh, where did my nmap out go? Oh, dang it. Okay, getting a little jazzled here. So, short of launching a very thorough test of this login page, what else can we look at? Because we can do that, I just don't want to yet. 443 SSL, right? So that is just going to be pure forbiddenness. It doesn't look like there's any way around that. 445 is Microsoft Service 3306. Not only is it a credential problem, but they're filtering by source IP address as well. So, because MySQL, when you create a user, it's a combination of username, password, and kind of origin or source. 5,000 TCP. Let's just double check. The IP. 5,000. Oh, why do I keep saying it's HTTPS? No, it's HTTP. Yeah, okay. Keep misreading that for some reason. And again, there's just nothing like, you know, HT access. Nothing. Okay. I think the server is adequately configured. Or there's no obvious misconfiguration, I should say. Okay, so that's 5,000. 5040. I mean, if this was a Windows update service, you think it would be fingerprinted. So 5040. That's probably just going to hang because it's not an actual HTTP server. Netcat IP 5040. Hello. Come on. We just never get a reply. Yeah. Okay. So we don't even know what the handshake is for that. 5040. I'm just trying to think if there's some proprietary third-party service that's using this port. TCP 5040 replication. Recover point. New specific data. Is WebPQ. WinPQ. Forty, 50, 40. OXBen. What have you got to say on 5040? NV. All right. Okay. We're going to leave it for now. I mean, there's no obvious Google result, right? So TCP 7680. $76.80. Hello. No. Windows Update Delivery Optimization. Windows Update Delivery Optimization. Wudo. Yeah. So, unlikely to be anything relevant. 47,001. $47001. 404. Yeah, I thought this was just one of these rando Windows RM, right? Okay, so it's part of WinRM. And it's part of 5985 and 5986. 5985. WinRM. Yeah. 5986. I mean, we can try and connect to it. Evil RM, evil WinRM. IP is that. We don't have a username. U is null. Null. Okay. Authorization error. As expected. Nothing new there. Okay, I'm just gonna reread all of this. what I'm thinking is that we've got a lot of web services. And we've got both a IP address and a host name. I think we should try them all in various combinations. So by that, I mean, because what I'm looking for is a bit of a matrix of vhost versus IP, virtual host name versus IP versus port versus HTTP versus HTTPS. Okay, there's a lot of dimensions to this. So if we think about our ports, we've got 80, 443, and what was the other one? 5,000, right? Yeah. 5,000. So we can do HTTP. Let's get the IP. We can do HTTPS. We can do that again, but with staging.love.hdb. And then we could also try it for the root domain. One thing we could do is some DNS enumeration. Did not even think about that. Subdomain. Okay. vhost discovery. Subdomains. Yeah, you got to do the H. Okay. So before we try all that stuff, let's do fuff. Word list is going to be user share word lists, sec lists, discovery, DNS, and then we'll do the top. Top 5,000. Okay. Then our target is going to be HTTP IP. Then we need to specify the host header, host buzz.love.hdb. Oh my God. Can't even. All right. Okay. So in this case, we want to ignore anything with size 4388. So I can't remember the filter. Yeah, minus FS. 4388. So basically, it's going to hit every time. And we want to filter out the responses that are all the same. So it found staging straight away, which is good. Okay, cool. Let's try this on HTTPS. And the size is going to be slightly different. Oh, they're very random. 309, 305. Not consistent. Okay. Let's try it on 5,000. Oh, dang. It's not going to work. Oh, okay. It's going to be 403 for everything anyway. So 443, 5,000. Yeah, because these guys are just going to be dumping 403. Okay. Okay, so where we have been able to do some enumeration on DNS subdomain, nothing came up. So now what I want to do is this. 443, 443. I know that there's some overlap anyway, but between HTTP and HTTPS, but I just want to be sure. Then we want to do 5,000. Okay, and this will make me feel better about myself, because I will feel like we have covered some bases here. Otherwise, next step is to continue to try and find something on this login page that will let us progress. Okay, what we might do to make this easier is make that smaller. Then go back here and run a new Firefox window. So we can just, oops. Okay, so we're going to call that voting system login. Fail. Okay. Connection failed. Ah. Whoa. Okay, so this is HTTP on the staging. So previously staging we only associated with HTTPS. Okay, so that's a result. Free file scanner. Definitely want to look at that. Okay. Connection failed. Voting system login. Connection failed. Okay. Bad requests. Which makes sense because we're specifying HTTP on a HTTPS port 403. Bad requests. I probably could have written a script to do this, but yeah. 403. Bad requests. So this port 443 is definitely only listening on yeah, okay. We had to accept that because we've not hit it via that hostname before. Okay, so HTTP I think is 403. Connection failed. .403 as previously discovered. Connection failed. .403 and connection failed. Okay. So that was a little bit tedious, but I think it's given us another thing to look into, which is, oops, this guy. So under 80, let's have a look. Free file scanner. Scan your files for recognized malware signatures. Okay, it's got Valentine Corporation mentioned, which was in the TLS certificate. So I think this is like a custom app. And yeah, there's things like, yeah, some open source CSS library. I can't immediately like fingerprint this as a particular framework or anything like that. What does it post to? Beta.php. Yeah, okay. So index.php, beta.php. Let's get some enumeration going. So it's going to be http staging.love.htdb. I wouldn't expect anything different from what we saw before. When we're just scanning like the IP address, but yeah. Okay. So name, John, please sub a@a.com. So let's have a look at that request. Does it complain about a duplicate? Okay, so there is some. Is it an actual get? So where's the form? Name. Email. Submit. Demo. We didn't click that. Home. Demo. So just to explain my thinking, I think this form does nothing. Because if we look at this, well, it's got client-side validation. I mean, let's be sure. Okay, so turn on the please sub a@that.com. intercept. History. So yeah, when you submit, there's no post method. It doesn't even pass the form fields as get parameters. So this guy is a big donut. It does nothing. So let's kind of focus on beta.php. The web server seems to be, oops, a bit slow, but that's because we've got burp turned on. Demo. http google.com. So here we can see an actual post. Hasn't completed yet. So we see the post file is this read scan file. So my instant Spidey sense says that this might be vulnerable to something. Like this. I don't know. It does take a little bit of time. Now, it's not including any, I mean, let's give it a legit target, right? Let's create our own web server. Web, cd web, and let's copy, what is it? Download star.png. JPEG. Yeah, let's copy an image. Calvin to a.jpg. Okay, then let's do Python 3 http.server. And then let's see if this thing will actually connect to us. So it's going to be my local IP 10.10.14.4 8000 a.jpg. Yeah. Oh, it does return the output of the file. And we see the hit there. Interesting. So if we can break out of this, nothing. Payload all the things LFI. Can we do file? So I'm wondering. PHP wrappers. Yeah, this could be a PHP filter. Could be a thing. So let's try that. I have used this before. Let's try it. Nothing. Hack tricks. PHP filter. Oh, okay, this is cool. LFI word list. Oh, of course, we're on a Windows host. Okay. So I'm wondering if we're on a... Yeah, so Etsy password is never going to work. But what's... Let's have a look at some ideas to see if we can get... Just looking for something that we can use that's dependable, like we know that path will exist, to see if it'll work. It's taking a little while. Is that because it's fetching all those bytes? Yeah. Okay. So the file // handler works. Okay. Post to... Let's put this into burp just to make it a little easier to work with. So file C users. Okay. Let's just try to... Okay. Let's send that to repeater. All right. All right. So, given that it will hit my web server, and as I mentioned before, all these guys that are returning 403 are likely employing a filter that excludes anything except localhost traffic. I wonder if we can do this. Except That'd be 127.0.0.1. Let's just turn that off. Nope. Off. Stop. Okay. That one didn't work. I don't know. This may work. Nothing. Nothing. Well, let's see. Otherwise, we need to look at 5,000. Okay, so that gives us the 403 that we see. But if we connect to it on 127.0.0.1. Whoa, okay. There it is. So this 5,000, HTTP 5,000, that was giving us 403. We can use the free file scanner to access it. Basically, there's no validation that it should be something external and not internal. And now we have some more credentials. Most likely for most likely for the voting system, right? No, I don't want to do that. Let's note them down. From HTTP 127.0.0.1 5,000. So here is the embedded HTML. Sorry, here it is. Okay. All right. I was just kind of figuring out if we need to investigate this whole password dashboard thing running on 5,000 any further, but I think we've got the kind of the next step here. So let's go back to here. And let's try these creds. Admin and love is in the air. I think I was singing that earlier. Admin. Ooh, admin. Let's just check that. Vote admin creds. Admin colon. And then there's a space. So is the space intentional? Admin space password. admin colon. Oh, come on. So voter with the ID, right? What about that? Admin path. Admin. Oh my goodness, there we go. Wow, there's layers to this thing. Okay, so used for this path. Voters. Positions. Candidates. Ballot. Source code stuff. What the hell is that? Vote. I think I've seen this before. This is a website that has a whole bunch of demo voting projects. I think it's been used somewhere else. Voting system. And I'll bet you there is a vulnerability for this. It was the last one I saw like this was a gym management thing. Yeah, admin LTE, which we saw in the code. So let's do source code stir voting system. Yeah, there it is. Exploit. Voting system 1.0 file upload RC, a remote code execution. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so we can upload to slash images. What's the payload? Okay, so we want to post to candidates add. So let's come in here. Candidates, add new, and then, yeah, okay. What are we looking at? Love. We are looking at love. So we want to capture this request. So sorry, just to kind of explain my thinking is that if I look at, this is not an exploit. This is just documentation about where the bug exists. And source code stir, yep, this is definitely the same thing that we're looking at. and the file that you post in the add candidates.php, there's no validation of any type. So that's going to end up in images. So look, we could do this in Burp, but I think I'm just going to upload a rev shell. Just via the web interface. We could do it in Burp, like construct a post request. Monkey. So let's download that. Let's just get the raw. And then go into here. Vim rev shell .php. Save that. And then we go into this guy. Instead of uploading a photo, we upload revshell.php. Position. Okay, so we need a position first. Position, new, blah, 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 blah. Maximum vote. Oh, sounds like this thing is rigged. There. We've got the position we just created, rev shell, etc. Save. Done. And now if we start a listener, BLP 337, and we go to admin, images, revshell.php. Or is it? No, it's not under here. Oh. Okay, vim rev shell. I think it's trying to execute a bunch of stuff and failing. Where are you? Shell. Yeah. Need to start an actual shell, so it's just going to be command.exe, I guess. So we'll go back, add a new candidate. Hope it will overwrite. And then on here, we're going to do /images rev shell. There we go. Command prompt. Hello. I think yeah, we don't want to run that. We want to run. Let's do power shell. And we do that again. New. Upload it again. Looks like it overwrites nicely. And then get our listener. Okay. I'm missing something here. I know it's going to be something. Pen test monkey, PHP, Windows. Okay, just 1 minute. I got someone at my door. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So I wonder if it's like, like Command/C or something. Windows PHP. Yeah, is it command.exe/c? What is command.exe/c? Yeah. So I think that's what we want. Not sure. Okay. Go through this again. Maybe we should have put it in burp because it would have been faster by now. That's okay. There we go. Then let's start our listener and do that. Yeah, I see it's not interactive. Dang it. Maybe if I just do this. All right, we need a better Windows PHP reverse shell. Okay. This is 8 years old. I mean, we can upload a binary that we could produce with MSF Venom, but if we call that via the /images directory, it's not going to actually execute. Okay, so this is an enhanced version of Pentest Monkey, which is normally command.exe. Yeah, okay. I mean, we try this. Vim rev shell 2.php. We need to add the address. .10.14.4. We need to add the port 1337. let's just leave that blank. Start our listener again. Upload our new version. RevShell 2. Okay, done. Then launch RevShell 2. See, not quite sure what's happening here. It just seems to die. I'm wondering. Let's read the notes. Oh, what version of PHP are we on? 7.4, yeah, this should be fine. 5 or greater, change the IP address and port number. Navigate to the file with your preferred browser. I mean, we don't need to do this because we're able to upload it via the vulnerable app. Netcat, NVLP, yeah. NCAT versus NC. NC and Netcat are two names for the same program. NCAT. Yeah, so NCAT is from the author of Nmap. Yeah, I wouldn't think it would make a difference whether you use NCAT or NCAT. Sorry, NetCat or NCAT. Let's try. Target machine actively refused it. .10.10 14.4. Yep. Port 1337. Yep. Let's just upload it again. Done. Now I'm getting no connection. What the? Is my IP changed? 10.10.14.4. 10.10.14.4. 1337. Netcat. Listen on 1337. Rerun that. Okay. Nothing comes back. If I look at RevShell 2, which is meant to work on Windows, it simply runs command.exe. If I look at this, no, number one. Okay, I am getting very confused. Let's try another avenue. MSF, Venom, PHP, Windows. PHP. Non-interpreter web. Okay, so MSF, Venom, -p, PHP this is the payload, reverse, PHP, lhost is 10.10.14.4, lport is 1337, -f, raw, rev shell 3.php. And I think this is all going to be obfuscated. Oh no. A little bit obfuscated. But is it going to know? How's it going to know whether to use? All right, let's just try it. I'm starting to lose patience. New guy 3. Okay. Now let's try 3. Hello, command. Oh, hang on. Okay, it seems like it's working. It's just slow as hell. Righto. So where do we start? Who am I? I am Phoebe. So I'm guessing that I can get the flag as Phoebe. Yeah, type user.txt. There it is. Brilliant. Okay, making progress. Thank goodness. The name of this box is Love, but it's not all been love so far. We're at coming up to the 2-hour mark, and we just got the user flag. Okay, what do we want to do? We want to look for a Privesk opportunity. So let's just run some basic enumeration, right? Post-exploit generic, yeah. Okay. Nothing super outstanding there. Maybe path is interesting. Open SSH. Okay. Foothold. Rev shell obtained via vulnerable app on port 80 /admin, and let's just make sure, being the good students that we are, what is going on? Let's make sure we make a note of where that vulnerability information came from. Not a CVE, but nonetheless, we'll take it. So some post-exploit enumeration. Let's do, who am I? Whoops. Oh, dang it. Okay. Restart. Who am I /all? So I do not have admin privilege, and yeah, so I'm a pretty basic user. Okay. Task lists. Okay, let's pick out some interesting tasks. It's VMware, system, edge. Ugh. It's, yeah, that looks a little bit deceiving, but I think that's a pretty standard system one. Runtime broker, index, blah, 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 VMware, OneDrive. This is the control app for the Apache stack and everything else. MySQLD, cool. We can look at consider dumping MySQL DB. Okay. Oh, this one. TI worker is interesting. It's a service. tiworker.exe. Okay. Not interesting. Part of Windows Update. Windows Store, yourphone.exe, that's part of Windows 10 for sure. Okay. Okay. Whatever. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get WinPeas. I'm going to download this. And I'm going to WinPeas any.exe. Oh, I've already got a copy. So copy downloads WinPeas any.exe to here. Then I'm going to use our exploit to upload the executable. WinPeas. Okay, now I'm going to get our reverse shell back. There it is. .exe. Okay. Okay, now we want to run WinPeas any.exe. No, but given that it's a non-interactive shell, I don't know if it's going to work. Goodness me. So, why don't we try this? Okay, stop. Go. And it doesn't look like server is responding. Alright, that's okay. There it is. man.exe, PowerShell. Okay, alright. It's just a bit slow. Don't panic. WinPeas any.exe. Come on. I don't know if it's going to give us the output. No. Okay. This is not good. I am going to try a different angle than PHP. Because it's just not stable enough. I'm just trying to think. I had a... No. PS1. PS1. I came across a PowerShell Rev shell. PowerShell reverse shell. Okay, what we could do actually is WinP's right log. There is a way to do it. Log output. Log out.txt. So the problem is we're not getting like our std, you know, the Windows equivalent of std out. So if we can get WinP's to log it, WinP's any.exe out. And then give that a minute to run. Excuse me. And hopefully the P's will I just don't know how long to let this run. Normally WinP's takes 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Suppose we could do dir, and if that returns something, that means that the WinP's execution is finished and that it's moved on to the next command. Let's give it another 60 seconds. This doesn't have directory enabled, does it? Oh, it does. So there's no out.log, out.txt. So I'm not sure if it's actually running. Or if it writes out.txt at the very end. yeah, while what that is going, I did have a... I remember it was I think it was a guy that had like a... maybe it was this guy. Yeah. Yep. This is it. Link is purple. Apparently this is good. The reason I came across this was it's good from a shell stability point of view, which is the problem that we're experiencing, right? Okay, looks pretty straightforward. But which one do we use? Any output? Nope. Okay. We need to fix this shell stability problem. Right. Okay. I got it. I got it. So what we'll do is we'll change the PHP. I kind of see the rev shell in here. I can see WinPs, but I can't see rev shell 3, 2, etc. I don't know. Okay. So what we're going to do is create rev shell for.php. It's going to be a simple PHP script, PHP command execute Windows. So just exec. Yeah, okay, so it launches command.exe to run. So we just want exec okay. So the path is going to be this. Shell exe. Then I'm going to MSF Venom. Go back to my cheat sheet. Stageless payload for Windows. Payload is this. Let's just go back. Do this. Oh. And then minus F exe. And this is going to be shell.exe. Let that run. X86, that should be fine. And then we're going to upload shell.exe by creating a new candidate through here, etc. Shell.exe. Done. Double check our syntax. Exec. We only need one parameter, right? Yeah. Optional, optional. Okay. Let's double check this. Okay, hopefully that's the right path. Go back to here, upload revshell 4. There it is, shell.exe revshell 4. And fingers crossed, this is more stable. Hmm? No, can't be. Must have been just sitting there. Revshell 4. Oh, that looks better. See, I get a command prompt every time. Thank God. WinPeas any.exe log. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. I think that has solved it. So instead of trying to use like a PHP-based reverse shell, where it's establishing the socket and buffering everything back and forth and that sort of thing, it's just the uploaded PHP code will execute the uploaded reverse shell exe. So let's give this guy a minute. Shell.exe using MSF. Still going. But we do have. All right. We do have something. Okay. So it's got its like banner flushed. Come on. No, WinPeas, you take a little while because you're very thorough. Still 4K. Yeah, I think running WinPeas is the kind of the right choice here, just because I got no idea where to go next. The other options are kind of Metasploit, local exploit suggester. But that would involve getting a Meterpreter shell up and running, which, given where we're at now, is not too bad. So, you know, we've got options, P options. Review. WinP's output for something obvious. Consider dumping MySQL database. Switch rev shell to meterpreter payload. Use local exploit suggest or to possibly find kernel type exploit. So, 2. So the thinking here is that there might be a password in the DB that is reused for system or admin user. 3. And then there's other exploit suggest or tools which we can run. So one of those that I've got in my unorganized notes that I need to learn more about is where is it? Really need to get better organized. Suggest. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this is like another WinP's type tool. I'm getting nervous that this is not going to complete. Damn it. Oh, yeah, only 4 kilobytes. WinP's any.exe. Alright, we're just going to have to troll through it. I really, prefer like a log file just because it makes things easier. But it didn't look like... I don't know, maybe I'm just like... too impatient. But the problem is that WinP's, as it should be, is quite verbose. So we need to... And it looks like this is just a really low spec virtual machine where this this particular CTF is running. I don't know. I mean, Windows takes up more resources, right? Obviously than Linux. So it is a bit. But like, I've not seen WinP's move this slowly on a Windows machine before. But let's let it do its thing. I got plenty of scroll back in the terminal. So what we're looking for is something to be highlighted red. Yeah, let's have a look at this while we wait. I think it's a little bit different to WinPeas. WinPeas looks a lot more at configuration, whereas this is much more focused on... Oh man, this is 7 years old. Okay. Yeah, patch levels against the vulnerability database. So maybe it is okay because it'll update itself. But yeah, it's quite cool in that it will download the vulnerability and patch information from Microsoft and then kind of tell you which ones are unpatched. So yeah. Just sit back and enjoy the music while WinPeas does its thing. Okay, well, if it took that long to run sysinfo, basically, powered by Watson. This looks interesting. Copy link address. .NET tool designed to enumerate missing KBs and suggest exploits for privilege escalation vulnerabilities. Cool. So this is like good to know that WinPeas uses this. Oh, okay. Now we're making progress. While it's spitting stuff out, let's kind of try and stay on top of the output so we don't have to review it multiple times. So no vulnerabilities found according to Watson. Is a list of all the installed updates. We don't really care about that. Environment variables, computer name. Yeah, we know who we are. We're Phoebe. And so local administrator password is changed frequently and is restricted by ACL. Nope. LSA protection. Yeah. Drivers needed. I doubt that that's going to be what we're looking for. Credentials guard. Drivers needed to read LSA, SS. So I think what these protect, like LSA protection, credentials guard, and cache creds mean that, like, with these being disabled, that you could potentially use things like Mimikatz to try and dump information out of the LSASS process, which is basically the authentication service. UAC status. If you're in the administrators group, check how to bypass UAC. Okay, so UAC is turned off. Local account token filter policy is set to 1. Any local account can be used for lateral movement. Alright, let's grab that. It's definitely something of interest. It's a bit messy. Alright, I'll have to clean all this up later. As long as we've got the highlights. Where were we? PowerShell settings. There's a history, but that's for Phoebe. It's only 51 bytes. We may want to take a look at it for thoroughness sake, just to make sure if there's any credentials that are cached in there. Enumerating PowerShell. Okay, don't care. Drives. So we can append data and create directories. Good to know. We are not inside a container. We are inside a VM. Oh, okay. Always install elevated. Now, I think I know what that is. That means anytime... Oops. Anytime that MSI exec runs, it's going to install as an admin context. If these two registers are enabled, then users of any privilege can install, execute MSI files as NT Authority system. All right, this is looking really good. Okay. Okay. I have a feeling that that might be our vector. Let's keep going. NTLM v2 only, great. NTLM, yep, we found that from our SMB evaluation. Auditing, we don't care about. File path rule is... Okay, not sure what that is. So we can write and create files. We can write data and create files on C drive. Great, good to know. C administration. We have all access to that. Enumerating printers. Oh, okay. This is why it's taking so long. File uploads on. That's PHP config. We've got full control over everything in CXAMPP. Ooh, security package condemn. That's a NTLM hash. But that's for Phoebe, so we already have access as Phoebe, so we don't really mind. Okay, interesting stuff on this side. Just alright, so potentially there's things like VMware services that are unquoted, but I don't know if they run as system. Looks like you can modify or start and stop some services. Okay. That may also be a P vector. If one of these services runs as a system, we could potentially point it to a new binary. Okay, so this is why it's taking so long. It found this exports file and now it's testing its connectivity to all of this, and it looks like this is a massive list. So I think we're kind of at the tail end now. I don't really care about the rest of what WinPeas has got to say. We got a couple of options here. Hey. Okay. RevShell 4 is gone. Alright. I shall simply upload it again, won't I? Some of these HackTheBox environments, they will periodically clear out certain directories just because they're multi-user. And you don't want everyone kind of stepping all over each other. So like every hour they'll not reset the entire box, but they will clear out a lot of, you know, particular directories and that sort of thing. Right, so let's try this always elevated, always install elevated. It was in here. So when you run MSI exec, you can we can basically run code as so looking at these example payloads, it's simply adding a Windows user. No UAC. Using the MSI exec, the UAC won't be prompted. So I think we saw that was turned off. So we want to use this but can we do MSF Venom reverse shell MSI? Yes, we can. Because while we could use this and that's cool, it adds a local user that we can put into the administrator group. We've then got to go through the hassle of running a new command prompt or PowerShell as in the context of this user, and given I've done that in a previous box, it's just like a bit of a pain in the butt. So we can use MSF Venom with the reverse TCP payload and just simply spit out MSI. So let's generate that. MSF Venom. Payload is going to be, we don't want to use Meterpreter. We just want the, oh goodness. We just want Windows shell reverse TCP. Windows shell reverse TCP. Lhost is 10.10.14.4. L port is, we're going to do 1338. Then -F MSI output to pwn.msi. Okay. So we can now upload that again using this exploit rather than having to mess around fetching it from ourselves. Okay, that appears to be there. Phone.msi, yep. And now we'll set up a listener 1338. And then we come on to our existing session here. We do dir, and then we run msi exec.exe install own.msi. Then if we go back, should have a session. No, damn it. Lhost. Oh, there it is. Just took a while for the process to start. Come on. Who am I? Come on. Please. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get the flag. It is really laggy now. Like, takes a few seconds to respond to every command. CD administrator, CD desktop, dir, type root.txt. Alright, let's grab that. Let's bang it in here. And come on, give me some love, love. Love has been pwned. Awesome. Wow. Okay. I need to take a breath after that. That was 2 hours and 44 minutes. I'm actually going to stop this server straight away because it seems like it's going to catch on fire if it keeps running. Yeah, cool. Wow. Path to ownership was awesomely... It was just awesome. So I think a big chunk of today was spent in enumeration and kind of got to a dead end. But whenever I see multiple vhosts and multiple web servers configured and you don't know whether it's one instance of the web server or it's multiple instances of like HTTP running, like how trying to in your back of your head piece together how those various configurations work. It's always good to just kind of brute force the possible combinations of, I think we did it before, right? Like vhost versus IP versus port versus, you know, HTTP versus SSL or TLS. And that was really what gave us the breakthrough, because I couldn't see a way forward with the login page for the voting system. Like it didn't have any kind of clue or just anything that looked like it was going to be something that could be exploited. So by looking at all these different combinations, we found this free file scanner. That free file scanner was able to bypass all these 403s by fetching URLs, fetching via 127.0.0.1 rather than the external IP. So if we were to look at, I've already shut it down, but if we were to look at the config for these websites that were giving us, or the Apache instances that were giving us 403, it would basically say disallow all requests except if source IP is 127.0.0.1. So that's why you needed the vulnerable free file scanner to be able to fetch that, to be able to give you the credentials that then with the credentials, we're able to log into the admin page. Straight away, I recognized that it was an open source demo app. I've seen that scenario before, and it took me some time to kind of dig it up. I thought at the time it was, and even with the voting app itself, I thought that it was a, kind of bespoke application builds specifically for the CTF. And I know that's a bad assumption to make, because in a real world scenario, like, you don't have a simulation. You have like a real set of circumstances. So, yeah. And then obviously through the upload RCE with that application, we were able to get a reverse shell. We spent a lot of time messing around trying to get a stable reverse shell. WinPeas, that was a good lesson as well, that WinPeas can latch on to what it thinks is interesting data and spend a long time enumerating it. So it's definitely worth giving WinPeas like 15-20 minutes, not the 5 to 7 minutes that I was giving it. But once we saw what the WinPeas output was, again, I like to really carefully try and comb through the output so I don't have to go through it multiple times and look for some vectors. But yeah, it gave us something pretty straightforward. It gave the reference directly to Hacktricks, which is awesome. And then because I've been using MSF Venom multiple times throughout this exercise, that's where my mind instantly went, was, can we use MSF Venom to generate a MSI payload? Whew. Okay. So, as always, it's been a lot of fun. 2 hours, 49 minutes. If you have stuck around to the end of that video, my God, you deserve a medal. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.